Tolbert and Diallo, the same starting five every game this year for San Jose State, one of 13 teams in the country that can say that. We're underway from the Provident Credit Union Event Center here tonight in San Jose. Spartans with the opening tip. They'll have possession here. Diallo setting the screen for Moore. Now Cardenas trying to drive, nearly turns it over. Moore picks up the loose ball. Out to Cardenas, hand in his face for three, and it's good.
Cardenas is just playing with so much confidence this season. It's been amazing to watch his development right there. So confident on the catch and shoot three. He's really just been developing his game. He facilitates so well. His turnover numbers are down, and then he's also knocking down shots from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, the turnover numbers down for Cardenas. We saw that last year from his freshman season. Holland with an answer, but it's too strong. But that's critical. You want your point guard to have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio, and I think he learned a lot last year in his freshman campaign about what he should and should not be doing distributing the basketball.
Yeah, and Cardenas is a player who's so creative. Sometimes he does like to push the pace.
Tried for a second one. Offensive rebound. Diallo with a right-hand stuff.
That's where the Spartans can punish this Fresno State team. San Jose State so strong on the boards this season. They've got the best rebounding margin in the conference. They can punish when they're able to get those offensive boards. Diallo did a great job of being in the right place at the right time and putting that one back down with force.
Best in the conference as Colomario finishes. How about fifth best in the country, the rebound margin entering the game? A plus 9.2 for San Jose State, and for reasons like we just saw. Diallo again setting up shop on the perimeter. Cardenas the drive, sucks in the defense, outside for an Anderson three, in and out.
Anderson's a player the Spartans would like to get hot. That one just not falling, but he's most effective on those catch and shoot threes. They can knock down some outside shots. They'll also make it easier on their offense.
Post move, Diallo with a block. He's been doing that a lot this year too. That was on Isaiah Moore. Diallo's 38th block of the year.
Block party has started here, and Diallo, no surprise, leading the charge, the most blocks in the Mountain West this season, and that's what he does so well. Reads the game well, knows how to go up without fouling, and he uses that 7-foot frame.
Cutting in, Cardenas, and a whistle before the shot from Diallo. This will be a foul against Fresno State. Well, we mentioned, Kylan, the absence of Jamal Baker. There's really only 8 players available to the Bulldogs tonight. And truly 7, the 8th player, Alexander Gorton, has not played yet this year. Moore gets a pump fake, drives in, out to Diallo, forces his way into some contact, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a nice set for San Jose State, but you were just talking about this Fresno State team has dealt with so much adversity. That's something that assistant coach Vaughn Webb talked with us a lot about. Injuries, a lot of different ways that they've been having to deal with adversity. And Diallo did a good job to draw the contact. In general, San Jose State already looking really strong on the interior, and that's an area that they definitely can exploit against this Fresno State team.
I think if you can get this Fresno State into some foul trouble with their short bench, obviously that would be a great advantage for San Jose State.
That would be a huge advantage. However, you got to feel for the Bulldogs. Just they've dealt with so many injuries, illnesses this season, according to the coaching staff. And when you're down numbers, down to 8, there's only so much you can do to try to get players rest. All these guys are going to have to put in a lot of minutes tonight.
Campbell driving and losing control of it. Now Cardenas out to Omari Moore. Cardenas the crossover. Spin move now. He's double teamed. What a pass to Diallo, and he's blocked trying to dunk it home. Gets it back though, and he's fouled again.
A lot of credit to Cardenas for the ability to get the ball out when he was double teamed, and that's something he's done so well this season. He recognizes when defenses collapse or when he's under a lot of pressure. He maintains composure, gets the ball out to Diallo. Just unfortunately missed there on the dunk, but he stuck with the play. And was able to draw the foul.
Isaiah Moore got blocked earlier by Diallo. I guess he had to return the favor that go around. That's going to be a fun matchup all game long, those two bigs going at it. Another miss from Diallo, though. He's been a bit better from the free throw line of late, but 0 for 3 now. Here you see the number of blocked shots that's entering the night. He has 1 already this evening.
Now, getting a block on a 7-footer, not something easy to do. A credit to just how athletic Moore is.
Campbell now on the take. Driving Hill jumps into the lane. Spartan defense doing a nice job sealing off the drive penetration right now. 15 to shoot. Screen and roll to Moore. Outside for a Holland triple, and that's good.
Yeah, San Jose State got caught. They got on the double team pretty far away from the basket. However, Fresno State was able to get it out. If you're going to double team that high up the court, you cannot let them get that pass off. And then ultimately, a little bit quicker closeout on that corner three would have been ideal for San Jose State.
Omari trying to find a seam. Now outside to Moore, catch and shoot three, and that's good. Omari's first basket of the game is a three ball. Gives the Spartans the lead back.
Cardenas on the drive and kick, the recognition, the vision to see his teammates open. He's doing such a better job this season.
Holland an answer, and that was a tough shot, but he gets it to go.
A quick answer from the Bulldogs.
Second consecutive possession with a three from Anthony Holland, the senior out of Riverside.
Well, like I said, Holland can be a difference maker when he's able to hit the three ball. Shooting 40% on the season. He was 43% last season, so he's a player you've got to really stay on out on the perimeter and close out quickly.
7 seconds to shoot on the drive from Cardenas. His pass was deflected out of play, which will send us to our first timeout here in San Jose. Tied up at 8, 15.5 to play in the first. We'll step aside from the Provident Credit Union Event Center tonight on NBC Sports Bay Area and the Mountain West Network. Back here in San Jose, we talked about the rivalry at the top of the broadcast, and it's a good one. Dating back to, 1916 between these two schools. Now, Fresno has the all-time lead and really has dominated recent history here. Spartans trying to get their first win over the Bulldogs, Kylan, since 2017, if they can do it here tonight.
Against a short-handed Fresno State team, this should be the perfect opportunity for San Jose State to avenge that overtime loss last season in the postseason, the Mountain West Conference action. Boy, would the Spartans love to take advantage of that tonight. And I think it's interesting, Coach Tim Miles talked with me about feeling like in that game against Nevada, his team just didn't come out with the firepower he felt like they needed. He showed them some motivational videos coming into this week. He says they need to have the eye of the tiger to be aggressive coming in, and a rivalry game should help fire them up a little bit.
Coach Miles, all about the motivational content. Here's a lob on the inbound to Sage Tolbert. That'll motivate somebody.
There you go for motivation, Tolbert. Easy money. Putting that one down.
That was expertly drawn up out of the timeout. Colomario. Outside now it's Campbell. Omari Moore on him, swiping there Cardenas. Everybody retreats out to the perimeter. Now a bounce feed. No, Campbell the floater, and it's no good. And Rob Viola, that's one of the interesting storylines to this game. The transfer from Fresno State sets foot on the floor against his old team for the first time.
That should be some extra motivation for Viola specifically.
Cardenas for three, his second of the first half. And it's 13-8 in a quick burst from San Jose State, prompting a timeout from the Bulldogs and head coach Justin Hudson in his fifth season.
San Jose State hitting shots from outside and then also using that to create some openings inside. This was a great play after the timeout. The lob pass perfectly placed by Cardenas. Tolbert's not going to miss that one from that distance. He just slams it home with so much authority. That's fun to watch. And yeah, Justin, you said it best. That's a little bit of motivation for San Jose State.
I love the extension right there. And you're right, that pass from Cardenas, I mean, that was put on a tee.
Teed up beautifully. Cardenas, again, just one of the stories that I really like going into this season, the maturity. He was selected as a team captain this year. And that's what Miles said kind of embodies how his peers view him, his leadership on this team. A super high IQ player. Coach Miles said he's always coming to him with ideas. Hey, can we do this? Can we try this? Why don't we try defending screens this way? He said he just has a really, really intelligent basketball mind, and he sees the floor so tactically well.
And I think he's one of those players that you really takes to coaching, too. It's oftentimes you kind of have to figure out, is this a coachable guy? How do I get to him? Do I have to be a little more firm? Do I coach him along in a different way? He's taking it all in right now. Spartans switch to their 1-3-1 zone defense here. Hill to Donovan Yap, formerly a UNLV product, causing problems in this zone defense. Yap bounces toward the corner, knocked out of play off of Omari Moore's leg.
Coach Miles said they'd probably go to the 1-3-1 at some point in the game. Not surprised to see them go this early. Fresno State shooting just 28% from beyond the arc, the worst three-point shooting percentage in the Mountain West. They can afford to give a little bit of space in the corner.
Yap for three, too strong. Tolbert the rebound. You're right. I mean, their game this year has been more or less the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs. Omari steps to his left, fires for three and hits.
Omari Moore had time to pour a cup of coffee and take a sip of it on that three, and if you leave him that wide open, Moore can knock down shots. Big players make big plays. He'll do that every time.
Post-entry feed, knocking over his defender, and scoring is Eduardo Andre. No foul called, even though Coach Miles was asking for it. Andre, a transfer from Nebraska, 6'11 junior.
Yeah, Tolbert was wanting to get that offensive foul called there. Looked like he may have moved the feet, but it was close.
Cardenas hoists up another three just offline. And Andre the rebound. Well, already almost every player available for Fresno State tonight has been in this game. For a team that averages 13 bench points per game, now a triple again, curls out from Isaiah Hill. It's going to be even shorter for their bench tonight.
I talked in the open about San Jose State looking for opportunities to push the pace, especially against a shorthanded team. Wear them out.
Moore right to the rack. He'll finish off window.
And Moore can wear people out when he drives like that. The athleticism, that quick first step on the straight line drive. He is so difficult to defend.
And two defenders chasing after him right there. And still this zone defense, very problematic. Yap trying to break through it, and he drives and finishes. Donovan Yap, a player that's started just a couple games this year, 6 points a game. Hadn't had a lot of production the last few, though, for the Bulldogs. More around a screen. Now into the corner. It's a Tolbert three, and that's good. Sage Tolbert doesn't shoot a lot from distance, but he averages 45% when he does pull the trigger.
That's where Tolbert has expanded his game, his outside shooting this season, so much better than last season at Temple. He's not just a rebounder. He can knock down those big shots. When he gets open, he will punish you if you don't close him out.
Spartans 6 of their last 7 from the field. And they're 5 of 8 from downtown early on. Now it's Andre. Pump fake from Hill. Now steps into a three and connects.
That was just a pretty move by Hill. That pump fake sent Omari Moore on skates. He created that separation, then had plenty of time to shoot that three. Defensively, you've got to be just a little bit more disciplined. Stay home. Don't fall for it.
Moore back to Cardenas. Elbow with 10 seconds for Tolbert. Needing some help. 5 seconds now. Cardenas juking. Out to Moore, gets rid of it as the shot clock sounds. And it's a violation against San Jose State, which is their first turnover of the game. A bright spot after all the miscues against the Nevada Wolfpack with their 20. And the Spartans lead 21-15, 11-19 to play here in the first half. Sage Tolbert getting into the mix from downtown. Spartans on top will step aside here in San Jose on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Well, the 2023 Mountain West Basketball Tournament tips off this March in Las Vegas. The Spartan Ticket Office has a limited number of the lower-level all-session tickets available. You can sit with the Spartans by reserving your seats today at the Thomas & Mack Center by calling 408-924-SJTX or visiting sjsuspartans.com. Don't miss it, the 2023 Mountain West Basketball Tournament, March 4th through the 11th in Las Vegas. Hot start for San Jose State, that's for sure, 21-15. They've already hit 5 threes, and they're looking very sharp here tonight.
Omari Moore leads the way, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and that's one area that's going to be a problem for Fresno State without Jamal Baker. Who's going to guard Omari Moore? Baker, arguably Fresno State's best defender. He has the size, 6'5", over 200 pounds to defend Moore. Who's going to step up and really take on that big defensive role?
Well, Moore defending himself with the block, then a tip. He's saying it came off of Fresno State, but it will maintain possession for the Bulldogs.
That's where you see Moore's great hands on display. He's also an excellent defender, leading the team in steals, 11 blocks on the season as well, because he reads the game well and just has really strong hands and that athleticism on display.
Pump fake, Hill weaving through, finger roll won't go, and now a foul on the rebound attempt. Yeah, Omari Moore he's just a stat sheet filler. And you look down and you say, well, he's having a good game, and then you realize, gosh, he's got 7 rebounds, 5 assists. You know, it just goes on and on. The blocks, the steals.
Leads the team in scoring, assists, steals, second in blocks, 4th in rebounds per game. I mean, is there anything Omari Moore can't do?
Now we got a foul away from the ball. This is going to be against Rob Viola. Ibrahima Diallo getting ready to come back in for the Spartans. Well, the Bulldogs, it's not as though they're shooting poorly. They're 6 of 12 from the field, including 3 makes from beyond the arc and just 1 turnover. Rebounds early on have been a big part of it, though, for San Jose State. Now Yap underneath, looking for Andre, but that one was broken up by Ibrahima Diallo, and then a foul trying to retrieve the ball.
Fresno State just telegraphed that pass too much. Diallo had plenty of time to see that coming. Good recognition. He's in the right spot, got his hands up.
When you're talking about foul trouble in this game, it is to note just because of the depth that Fresno State has. And right now the Bulldogs have already committed 5 fouls in this first half. Spartans just with the 1. Here's Cardenas working one-on-one with Isaiah Hill across the timeline. Tibet Gorner has it now. He's been kind of streaky the last few games. Omari Moore sets his feet for 3, just a bit short. Out in transition comes Hill.
Good job by the Spartans to get back on the transition defense.
A shovel pass to Moore. Out it comes for Campbell. Spartan defense again holding, now back into their man defense. Here's a lob for Andre. Catches, comes back down, and dunks it home. I think, Kylie, when you talk about the Spartan offense, I think the next layer to the scoring for San Jose State is getting that 3-man, Trey Anderson, Tibet Gorner, a little more action in a game. Kind of spreads out the defense a little more. And they have had some big games, those two, but there's been some inconsistencies with their point production. Here's Diallo underneath, and he is called for the travel.
That's a tough call because Diallo did a good job of positioning himself inside and setting himself up well for that move. You've just got to stay disciplined with that footwork. But to your point, absolutely, it makes it so much easier for the Spartans offense when they are hitting from outside and can spread the floor. And that's something Coach Miles talked with me about, is wanting to run some more sets for some of the guys who can knock down those outside threes like Anderson, and trying to create more opportunities for them.
Moore getting past the defender and hammering it down. Fresno State pushing back here. They've used a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Here's Omari. Back for Cardenas. Oh, what a move, and a step back three, halfway down and out.
Lid on the bucket for that one for Cardenas. The move looked excellent, though, creating the space, and then the release looked good. Just couldn't roll in.
Now Holland for three. That would have been his third of the game, but we've got a foul on the rebound, and perhaps a little too active from Alvaro Cardenas.
Still, you love to see the way the Spartans are crashing the glass, and that's something they need to do in order to be successful against this Fresno State team. Don't let Fresno State get any second chance points and then look to take advantage on second chance points yourselves when you are arguably the best rebounding team in the Mountain West.
Tolbert comes out. Here's Isaiah Hill to inbound. They're going to need more from Isaiah Hill tonight with the absence of Baker, too. And one of the things we were talking with associate head coach Vaughn Webb yesterday was he just wants better decision-making from the players. That was a good decision right there, and just unable to finish is Andre.
That was a good decision, just an unlucky bounce, but you saw that explosiveness a couple possessions ago from Hill. He's a player who can get to the cup that San Jose State has to really stay disciplined in their on-ball defending.
Bounce feed to Viola, banks it up and through, and one. Rob Viola against his old team, now in the blue and gold. He'll have a free throw opportunity coming out of the timeout.
That's just great recognition. A pretty pass coming off the pick and roll by Anderson. Then Viola does a good job to draw the contact, put that one up strong, and get the and one opportunity.
23-19, Spartans on top. 8 minutes to play in the first half. We'll step aside here tonight on ABC Sports Bay Area and the Mountain West Network. (23-19), San Jose State with the lead as you take a look at the updated standings in the Mountain West Conference into this week. The matchup this week, Nevada at San Diego State. Those are two undefeated teams, the only two remaining undefeated teams in the Mountain West Conference.
I mean, the Mountain West Conference is a dogfight, Justin. When you look at, how many teams sitting at 2-2, 2-1 is Boise State. The Spartans almost got one on the road against them, almost stole one. They had a chance on the last possession. I mean, this conference up and down, really deep, really competitive, physical. Any team can win on any given night.
Yeah, you look at the top half of the conference right now, you say, well, gosh, San Diego State, they're really good. They're ranked. New Mexico, they were ranked. They've dropped a couple of games. Everybody's forgetting about Utah State. They're really good. Boise State has a lot of talent. UNLV has a lot of talent. It's just night in and night out. You're going to get something in the Mountain West. Here's the free throw for the and one, and it's a miss.
And that's where Coach Miles says he just wasn't happy with the aggressiveness his team came out with against Nevada. In the Mountain West, you cannot take a night off. You cannot come without that intensity.
Hill pivoting, has to give way. Now Yap nearly turns it over. Colomario retrieves it. Holland with 9 seconds, back to Hill, the lob and the finish. Isaiah Moore rising to hammer it down. That was pretty right there from the Bulldogs. And it's a 2-point San Jose State lead.
That was another lob pass just with really great placement. San Jose State defensively has got to try to lock that down, throw a body up there.
Viola pump faking, driving, bumping off contact, and that's easy for Rob Viola.
Rob Viola is feeling it against his former team. I don't know if that lit a fire under him or what, but I like the move. He's going up to the hoop strong. He's drawing contact when he can.
Hill again, I'm not sure if that was a lob or a shot, but it went off the rim and it threw off the momentum that they had for Isaiah Moore. Now Tibet Gorner for a three. It's a bit too strong and it pops up into the air for Moore.
I like the pace in that possession from San Jose State. Look to get it up the floor quickly. Try to get a transition three off before the defense can get set.
Moore against Viola misses. And he's upset, slamming his hands on the hardwood.
All right, here's where San Jose State can try to create some separation. You've strung together a couple of stops. They shut down that run Fresno State was on. Now they need some buckets. Anderson
catch and shoot three, grazes back iron. That was a good pass from Omar. He saw the open opportunity for Anderson. I think that's going back to what we were talking about right there. You had back-to-back possessions of Tibet Gorner and Trey Anderson. Neither of them could hit the shot.
On both those possessions, the shots were open. Anderson in that last one had the time to set his feet. You got to knock one of those down.
Moore outside to Cardenas for another three, and he rattles it through. His third of the first half. Alvaro Cardenas averages 9 a game. He's got 9 with 5.5 to play in the first.
Keep feeding the hot hand because Cardenas is knocking it down when he gets space. Another opportunity where he had his feet set, catch, shoot, fire, good.
Hill, little teardrop in the lane. That was a tough shot with the couple of defenders on top of him. Moore jogging into the lane. Now Trey Anderson again left open for a three, just a bit short. Another good look though. Trey Anderson's bigger games this year, for whatever reason, have come away from the Provident Credit Union Event Center. He's averaging about 9 points a game this year at road or neutral sites. But at home, not as much offense production from Anderson.
It's nice defense by the Spartans.
Hill with a left hand, 2 seconds on the shot clock, he's fouled.
Oof, that late in the shot clock, you don't want to give up a foul there. Force them to take a tough two, make them take that desperation shot as the shot clock is winding down.
That is the third foul against San Jose State.
Watch Viola. He just swats and brings that hand down. You've got to keep your hand straight up. Don't get too greedy in those situations.
So here's Isaiah Hill, who averages just about 9 points a game. Starting his 14th of the season for the Bulldogs. Diallo and Tolbert coming back in for San Jose State. Viola and Gorner taking a seat, along with Trey Anderson for the first time tonight. Garrett Anderson, the freshman, will come in.
I'm excited to see Garrett Anderson continue to get more and more Mountain West action because he's a player that Coach Miles says he feels like is ready to make that jump, ready to make that leap. He's a super athlete. You saw him in the end of that Boise State game make that baseball pass all the way down the court. That was impressive in itself, but he's a player who's starting to adjust to the speed of the collegiate game, and Coach Miles feels like he has the chance to really be a dominant player in the Mountain West as his career goes on.
He grew up playing baseball, claims he has a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Haven't seen it yet, but I tend to believe him.
Okay, Coach Miles mentioned that to me. He told me 93 to 94 to be exact.
Okay, so mid-90s fastball is what we're going with. Okay.
Don't undersell him, Justin.
Well, you know, some development, maybe get up into the high 90s. He's just a freshman after all.
San Jose State baseball team might have to scout him.
That's right.
Two-sport athlete here.
Campbell dropping it in for Andre against Diallo. Diallo seals off the lane. Good job from him, and it forces Andre to step out of play.
Diallo is a player who's getting better every season, both offensively and defensively. His game recognition has gotten better. His situational awareness has gotten better. Their smart play defensively to seal him in down on the baseline. I just feel like Diallo is a player who's continuing to develop. Coach Miles mentioned he started playing basketball a little bit later in life. He's had a little bit of a learning curve, but he's really getting there.
And I think they're doing a nice job managing the minutes for Diallo. He missed a lot of time last year with his injury. Tolbert can't hang on to it. Now loose on the floor, a held ball. Diallo missed 18 games last year, just averages 18 minutes a game, but it's been beneficial for him and the Spartans overall. 28-22, San Jose State with the lead. We'll step aside here in San Jose tonight on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Well, the defending MPSF champion San Jose State gymnastics team, they get underway here shortly in their regular season. You can buy your tickets for all the home meets for San Jose State. And don't forget, Sunday meets, youth are free. Visit sjsuspartans.com for tickets for the upcoming San Jose State gymnastics season. January 29th, the first meet for the Spartans right here in this arena. We'll have to get you out, Kylan. That's a fun group.
I'm excited. And for folks watching at home, there's a lot of exciting things going on here at San Jose State. I just feel like the athletics department as a whole is on the rise. So many competitive teams right now. This basketball team, I feel like, on the rise specifically. Now really competitive in the Mountain West, thanks in large part to Coach Miles and what he's brought here to San Jose.
Yeah, well, you had the women's golf team win a Mountain West championship over the course of last season. The San Jose State women's soccer team winning a championship. The men's soccer team went to the WAC championship game. Volleyball went to the Mountain West championship game. So in terms of athletics, one of the best seasons in a long while as a group for a lot of Spartan sports. Yap driving, floater in the lane, won't go. Andre the rebound and a foul.
Anderson just got about a step off when trying to fight through that screen. However, he did a good job to just stick with the play, try to stay on his hip, and just to contest a little bit that last-minute floater at the rim. You see the swat and the contact hand-to-hand there. That's where you're going to get called for a foul.
Fourth foul against San Jose State. Rob Viola has 2 of them, so he's been on the bench now. Andre has 2 for the Bulldogs. 6 overall for Fresno State. Remember, though, it wasn't that long into this first half where they had 5 fouls.
One thing I think that's interesting with those last couple of free throws going in, Fresno State holds the edge in bench points 8-4. With how shorthanded they are tonight, you'd expect the Spartans bench to be outscoring them and to be a little bit more active because in general, San Jose State has had some good activity from their bench.
Cardenas, the hesitation. Out to Tolbert for a 3, and it's good. His second of the half.
We talked about it in the open. We talked about it the last triple he made. Tolbert is continuing to expand his game. He has the potential to be a really strong stretch big. The way he's knocking down shots from outside makes him a player who you have to guard inside and out.
Couple of block shots underneath from the Spartans, and Anderson springs free with it. Omari to Anderson, fires it down low. A little bit too much on that pass, perhaps, out of the hands of Diallo. and turned over to Yap. Yap goes up against Tolbert, rejects him into another county. Sends that ball into the 5th row of seats. All right, let's see how far this one goes.
Feeling it on that play, well read, stuck with him, stayed on his hip, and then just sent that one for a ride.
He's playing dodgeball the way that came off.
Dodgeball, handball, something.
Holland for 3 off the inbound, and that's good. That's his 3rd, and he's got 9. Anthony Holland had the most threes made coming into this game for the Bulldogs this year at 24 of them. The Bulldogs, they want to get production out of Anthony Holland. When he scores 10 or more, they're 17-5. Now a long 2 from Cardenas. Too strong. Offensive rebound. They'll reload. Omari hesitated for a moment. Now drives. Angles the pass over to Tolbert. Knocked out of play.
I think for this Fresno State team, for the Bulldogs, when Holland goes, they go, because right now they're not hitting a lot of threes as a team, shooting just 28% from beyond the arc. When Holland is able to knock some down, he helps spread the floor a little bit and create some space for the guys who they have inside who can knock down shots.
Step back 3 from Omari Moore. Yes, sir. 11 for Omari Moore in the first half.
In this half, San Jose State doing a good job just moving the ball, and that's something that Coach Miles said they have to do a good job of, playing against a really strong half-court defense. Keep the ball moving, also move off the ball.
Another 3 from the Bulldogs. And even though their season average from distance is not great tonight, they've been wonderful from beyond the arc. They're now 5 of 9.
Well, Fresno State is knocking down shots. San Jose State also has to do a better job of defending the three-point line. Stay on a string, don't get behind in your rotations, and also close out quickly.
Tolbert a couple of spins, gets the shot he wants, but can't finish. Out comes Holland with it now. Under a minute to play. Crossover Hill. Hill high off the window, won't go. And San Jose State, just about a 3-second differential on shot clock and game clock here. Moore will pause before the Spartans set up their half-court offense. Coach Miles barking out what he wants the clock to read before the move is made from Omari Moore. Couple of crossovers, Moore accelerating, hanging, and can't get it to go. Diallo the rebound, put back, it's good. With 4 seconds to play. Now the Bulldogs. And they will not get the shot off in time. So Diallo with the final basket of the first half. And it makes it 36-30, San Jose State at halftime.
A nice last possession before the break. Omari Moore in a tough spot trying to create. However, Diallo did a good job anticipating the miss, being in the right spot, strong hands, went back up and got the putback. And that's an area San Jose State needs to continue to exploit with their rebounding prowess and the size advantage they have over Fresno State, specifically with Diallo down low.
6-point Spartan lead at halftime. Halftime show coming up. We'll have an interview with the Director of Athletics, Jeff Konya, in a moment from the Provident Credit Union Event Center here at halftime. Tonight on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. do, especially with that screen and roll. They've got to defend that better in the second half. And I think it's evident because Holland went off for 9 points in the first half.
Holland 3 for 5 from beyond the arc, a 40% three-point shooter, and he was able to get some separation on those pick and rolls. San Jose State has to do a better job fighting through those screens and staying on him.
A reverse lay-in try to start the second half for Omari Moore. That won't go. And it's still just a 6-point game. Fresno State now with Hill driving in, and he is fouled trying to put up the runner.
Hill, a player who just is an excellent downhill guard, has a really quick first step, really explosive, and for his size, he's got a lot of verticality. He's doing a good job today of getting to the line and drawing the foul.
Ibrahima just enough with the 7'9" wingspan and that fingertip on the wrist draws the foul. So Hill back to the free throw line. And that's also been a big part of some of the limited minutes as well this year for Ibrahima Diallo. He's been into foul trouble quite a bit. That just his first, though, of the game.
For Diallo, it's all about disciplined defense and also just going straight up. Do not bring that hand down. And that's something that Miles actually mentioned to me as well. Keep the hand straight up.
Cardenas had a big first half. Works around for Moore. Trey Anderson screened by Diallo. Now to Tolbert for 3, and he misses. Offensive rebound, fought for it and pulled away by Fresno State.
I thought Diallo might have taken some contact there that could have been called for a foul.
Holland is open for 3, in and out. Diallo, the hustle play to get in there.
Diallo, great hustle to get back and get that defensive board after going down in the offensive possession, pulling down that O board. He got up and got up the court quickly.
Trey Anderson. Perimeter game here for San Jose State. More the screen. Cardenas, hesitation. Feed in the block for Anderson. Spin, fade, and gets it to go.
Anderson's a player the Spartans want to do a better job of trying to get him to heat up, get him the ball, create sets for him, find ways for him to get shots that he can hit. And that was a pretty shot, too. Baseline floater.
3 ball is missed by Moore. Yeah, talked to Coach Miles about a week ago. Last year, Trey Anderson, his mid-range abilities really, really were effective. Very comfortable shooting 12 to 16-foot jump shots. This year, not as many of those opportunities. And Coach Miles said last year he was playing a lot of the 4, so he couldn't drive against some of the bigs in the Mountain West Conference. Now he's at that 3 position, and he's able to go in a bit lower, and they haven't used him as much in the mid-range. Here's Tolbert on the lob again, hammers it down.
Oh, that was pretty. Alvaro Cardenas, excellent recognition, vision, great delivery on the pass, on the pick and roll, and then the finish, just so powerful.
Spartans can rush out with a 5-on-4 here if they can hurry. Tolbert again, Euro step right to the rim. He misses, but there's Diallo.
That's the pace this San Jose State offense needs to play with, and they push the pace. They're playing against a shorthanded Fresno State side, also a side that's really good when they're able to get set defensively, push the pace. Diallo, the strength. I told you, Air Diallo, let's keep seeing it. Keep feeding him. He has the size advantage in the matchup. There's no other 7-footer on the floor. Keep using that to your advantage. Get up and put it down, Diallo.
That's a big man hanging on the rim right there. Spartans up by 10, 42-32. We'll step aside in San Jose tonight on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Spartans up by 10 and showing they can play above the rim. Tolbert's done it a few times tonight. That was a thing of beauty. And then Diallo getting into the mix on the follow-through.
First, I just want to say great recognition by Cardenas on the pick and roll. He noticed that second defender lingering around the ball too long, saw that space in behind, and he's just doing an excellent job of delivering those lob passes up around the rim for his bigs to finish. Diallo also doing an excellent job of just crashing the glass, hanging around, anticipating the misses, and then looking to get those putback buckets or dunks, because those are just more fun.
A lot more fun. And with that combination, the timing has been on tonight. And we talked really at the open of this broadcast about Cardenas distributing the basketball. Now a nice dish underneath, a finish and one. Eduardo Andre with a nice play. Trey Anderson, the personal foul. Omari Moore may lead in assists this year, but Alvaro Cardenas tonight has had a couple of the more pretty ones in this game.
4 assists in the game. He had that one inbounds play where he delivered the lob beautifully. A couple of nice sets off the pick and roll. Cardenas is doing a really good job of facilitating that offense, and that's where we talked about just his development this season. The assist-to-turnover ratio, so impressive. His ability to facilitate for teammates and also take care of the ball at the same time.
Here's Omari Moore. Tolbert looking for options. Cardenas, the step back three short. Fighting for that rebound. Tolbert still after it, diving onto the floor, and a foul called against Sage. Boy, you can't fault the effort there from Sage Tolbert. Multiple swipes at it, ends up getting the tough luck foul.
That's a tough call for Tolbert. You love the way that he's crashing the glass, and the San Jose State side is trying to take advantage of their rebounding prowess. That's a little bit of contact from both sides. I don't love the call.
I just see that as two players going after it.
Going after a loose ball, yeah. I think it could have gone either way. San Jose State needs to continue to crash the glass with that level of tenacity.
Andre to Holland. Fumbled it for a moment. 15 seconds to shoot now for Hill. Extended was Moore to guard against him. He gets a screen and buries the three.
That's where Coach Miles talked about the screen defense. San Jose State has to do a better job making sure they're not allowing anyone any space from outside, especially Holland, and Hill also has been hot tonight as well.
Spartans break the press with a long pass to Anderson. Now Cardenas. Swung around for Anderson again. Omari Moore with a right-hand drive. How about the pass out to Cardenas? He drives in at the buzzer. Mid-range jumper's good. What a dime from Omari Moore.
Moore, just a great job with the shot clock winding down. The composure, the recognition, the vision, the delivery on the pass were excellent. And then Cardenas continues to make big shots. I love the confidence he's playing with.
Yap, the take, blocked by Diallo. Poked out, tracking it down as Moore. On the attack, Omari spins it out to Tolbert. Now the open shooter, Cardenas, three. Yes, sir! Alvaro Cardenas and fuego tonight in San Jose.
Feed the hot hand. He put up the three after that shot. Cardenas is feeling it. Also, you love to see the ball movement from San Jose State. You love to see them picking up the pace. They're doing a much better job in this half, moving the ball, moving off the ball. The last couple possessions, I see players flying around the floor offensively, and that's how you break down this Fresno State defense.
Diallo contests the shot. We've got a foul on the rebound going over Diallo. He's fired up.
No shortage of firepower in tonight's game after.
That one came down from the rafters from Alvaro Cardenas. His fourth three of the game. 9-point Spartan lead, 47-38. With 15-14 remaining in the second half. We'll take the break from the Provident Credit Union Event Center tonight on NBC Sports Bay Area and the Mountain West Network. You take a look at the upcoming slate of games for San Jose State. There are several games on the road. Spartans have a week-long road trip looming after their bye this weekend. They'll come home against Air Force on the 24th, and then the Wyoming Cowboys start the month of February with a matchup here in San Jose. Grab your tickets at onespartannation.com or 408-924-7589.
Another area I've got my eye on is turnovers for San Jose State. 6 so far in the game. If they can continue to take care of the basketball and try to keep that under control, they're going to put themselves in a much better position. I know last game against Nevada, Coach Miles said he was not happy with the sloppy play offensively, just continuing to give the ball up with unforced errors.
Now, Spartans had a season-high tying 20 turnovers in that game. 6 of them here tonight, a team that averages just over 12. The Bulldogs have taken great care of the ball. They just had the 3 here this evening. Tolbert spinning, waiting, going up, blocked from behind. Active hand from Isaiah Moore.
Moore, a player really strong defensively as well, leads his team in blocks. Baited and waited, got the block from behind, a little bit LeBron-esque on that one.
He's had quite the journey in his collegiate career. Here is a spin around and a hammer from Sage Tolbert. The pirouette while airborne.
That was just impressive body control. The way he was able to get up. You mentioned the pirouette. Is he a dancer? Is he a basketball player? Either way, it went down, and it was fun to watch.
Sage Tolbert has had several highlight reel plays here tonight. And now a travel is called. Another good defensive sequence from Ibrahima Diallo. All right, we've seen a bunch from Sage Tolbert tonight, but when you do a 360 in the air, you got to get a replay.
Watch Tolbert, that body control, the turn, the way he was able to fend off those defenders, then finish at the rim. Tolbert is on fire tonight.
Sage Tolbert with 12. He's not approaching his career best. That's up at 25. He went off earlier this year. But in terms of the impact of the game here tonight and the energy provided from Tolbert, he's been critical. Moore crossing, feeding the drive. Tolbert in low, and he is called for the foul on that drive. It looks like Hill is down on the floor for Fresno State. I'm not sure he was the primary man in front, but I think he just kind of awkwardly was positioned here.
Watch 3 Hill.
Oh, yeah.
He did a good job of getting his feet set to try to draw that charge. However, he took some really hard contact to the head. Hopefully he's able to get up and be okay, but that's a really just voracious way to take a charge against some of these bigs for San Jose State who've been going so hard to the rim.
Yeah, you're expecting the contact to come from in front of you and sacrificing your body knowing that's going to happen. You don't expect the 6'8", 210-pound Tolbert coming from your side at a very exposed moment. So we hope he's okay. Athletic training staff obviously paying some attention to him on the bench right now. And that's a big part of this Fresno State team, especially here tonight. 12 points from him.
Hill's been excellent, both getting downhill, and then he's knocked down a couple of three-point shots. He's done a good job of creating separation with some moves. He's been creating shots on the dribble. Hill has been critical for this Fresno State offense. They cannot lose him, and hopefully he's okay. The Bulldogs, if they want to stay in this one, they're going to need more from him.
Dave Hall, the official, normally they would review any contact to the head, but being as incidental as that was, they went to the video monitor just briefly and then broke free of it. Isaiah Moore got a rebound here and a foul called against San Jose State. Rob Viola, that's going to be his 3rd personal foul.
That's tough because, once again, going up hard, crashing the glass. I thought it looked clean from here.
There's a lob now. Viola contesting this one. He's not afraid to play with his 3 fouls. Breaks
nice
up that pass. Now Moore. Out to Cardenas for 3. Bueno! Cardenas' 5th triple of the night. Alvaro Cardenas putting on a show.
Cardenas, easy money from beyond the arc at this point. He is hitting and he is feeling it. Continue to feed the hot hand more. Good recognition to see. No one on Cardenas, and he had time to get his feet set and just knock that one down with ease.
Alvaro Cardenas matches his career best of 17. He's done that now 4 times this year. And we've got 13 and a half to play. A timeout called by Fresno State, and just a 30-second timeout. Alvaro Cardenas, we talk about his production this year. At times he's gone off in games like this. And the Spartans have just benefited so much from the play around him as a result of it.
If you're the Bulldogs, you have got to be in Cardenas at this point in the game like white on rice. He had way too much time on that last possession to take that 3. They have got to stick someone out on him and just stay on him really, really tight. That closeout's just too slow.
Yeah. You give him a little bit of room, and the way he's going tonight, the confidence he has, you can tell he's shaking his head. He's feeling it.
Oh, I've enjoyed the attitude we've seen from Cardenas. A couple of these 3s he's hit. He's fired up as he's going back down the floor. And that's what Coach Miles wanted to see from this team. That's what he felt like was lacking in that Nevada game. And San Jose State has come out tonight, and they are making their presence felt.
Spartans right now on a 10-0 run over the last 2+ minutes. Fresno State has not scored in the last 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Now in the first half, Fresno State and San Jose State were all tied up when it came to points in the paint. San Jose State now with a 6-point edge because they're doing such a good job of finding their bigs down low. Those plays from Diallo and Tolbert just really strong, crashing the glass and also cutting to the rim to get some of those pretty dunks that we've been having a front row seat to. Justin, I just have enjoyed those those slams so much. I mean, it's just been electric. It's been electric to watch.
Yeah, there you see the leading scorers for San Jose State. Those have been the big offensive numbers, but you're right, Kylan. The dunks have led to so much more just momentum overall for the team.
Tolbert also has 12 points, so he's right up there.
Yeah.
With Moore and Cardenas.
I think some of the officials were waiting to get the floor wiped down during that timeout. So a little bit of a delay before Colomario will put it back in play for Fresno State. It's a veteran crew here tonight. Dave Hall, Vern Harris, Randy McCall. Got a lot of experience between those 3. Yap against Cardenas. And a foul is called. This will be against Fresno State's Anthony Holland.
The foul is on 25, Anthony Holland.
Just the second foul for the Bulldogs, and his second personal foul. Spartans have been facing the press here quite frequently in the second half.
Moore and Cardenas have done a good job of breaking the press and staying composed on the dribble, especially in a San Jose State team that's short in the backcourt.
Cardenas, a little bit of a push off, throws a pass out and out of play off the hand of Tibet Gorner. Idea was there.
Overall, Cardenas has been doing a good job of not turning the ball over in this game, so we'll give him 1. We'll give him 1.
Well, he's 6 for 11 from the field, 5 of 9 from downtown, but that one turnover he had in the second half.
Turnovers, though, really key for the San Jose State side.
There's a little runner up and through by Yap. That's Yap's second basket of the game. Spartans' largest lead was at 14 just a moment to go. Moore found himself open there but didn't let it go. Now Tibet Gorner. Cardenas again sets his feet for another 3, just left it short this time.
Once again, the closeout, just a little bit too much space, a little bit too much separation. Yap has got to stay tighter on Cardenas. That time it didn't fall, but he continues to get those looks beyond the arc.
Now Jordan Campbell driving, digging his shoulder into Omari Moore, floats it up, but no good.
Moore did a good job of just keeping his body on him, staying with the play, and not fouling.
Moore kind of surveying here, waiting, spinning, dishing, and it's Viola to finish.
Moore was waiting to see on that screen if he'd get the double team or if he'd potentially get the switch and the advantageous matchup. Instead, he just creates some magic. That was a great feed down low.
Now for three from Campbell. That's a misfire. Didn't we say something about Amari Moore being a stat filler? 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
Never ceases to amaze. Never ceases to amaze.
That's just
Moore
a
is Mr. Do-It-All. Mr. Do-It-All.
Moore picks it back up, falling over, fighting after it, held ball. And it'll be a Fresno State basketball.
And there he is getting on the floor. Something Coach Miles talked with me about is that he feels like Moore could be even more active defensively, but he's like, I haven't been getting on him too much because he's been doing so much in every other statistical category. He's playing the most minutes on average of any player in the Mountain West, 35. Coach Miles is like, yeah, I got to cut him a little bit of slack.
Well, he's doing it all here tonight. 14-point Spartan lead, 11:05 remaining in the second half. We'll step aside from Walt McPherson Court tonight on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Coming at you from up top with the spin and the finish from Sage Tolbert. Been a fun night tonight for the Spartan offense, doing it in the air and from beyond the arc. And they lead it by 14.
Tolbert about to bring down the backboard. You see it shaking on that last one. The Spartans really slamming it with authority a couple of the times down the floor. They can continue to dominate on the glass, look to get those second chance points, and continue to feed their bigs down low on the pick and rolls. They're going to be successful down the stretch here.
So we did have that timeout just a few moments ago. I wasn't really sure what the extended timeout was for, but we're now realizing that we only have 2 officials with us now. And just got word that Vern Harris pulled some sort of muscle, so he's back in the locker room. Getting some treatment, I would presume, but 2 officials now for the foreseeable rest of this game.
Unusual circumstance, not too many refs getting hurt in game, but it's a physical job, and hopefully he's okay, Harris.
Yap into the post now for Andre. Back outside to Yap, 3 seconds to shoot. Crossover, drive, and he was blocked. He didn't get the shot off anyway.
Great defense by Viola. Moore just got completely caught on that screen. Viola stuck with the play, just stayed on his hip, and then recognized the right time to come down and make that block, and makes it cleanly. Great execution, fighting through that pick and roll.
There's a lot of help there, too. San Jose State defense has been fun tonight. It's a 12-2 run for the Spartans over the last 6 minutes. Here's Gorner rising off the catch. Can't get it to go. Rebound Viola. Spartans reset here. 15 seconds to shoot. Cardenas throws back to Viola. He goes up and finishes. They're going to call that a goaltend. Just a little too late on the block. Rob Viola has 8 points now. Spartan lead at 16, the largest of the game.
It's a nice production from Viola. He did the dirty work himself as well, pulling down that offensive board. And then once again, Cardenas dropping dimes. Really great vision and recognition. He continues to facilitate so well.
Yap and Holland exchange. Yap cutting, bounce feed, and a two-handed stuff from Andre. That might have been some of the best ball movement from Fresno State tonight.
Nice
Very
ball
clean.
movement. Nice ball movement on that possession. San Jose State has got to stay on a string defensively. A little bit of a miscommunication there.
I mean, when this Fresno State team is right, and Coach Von Webb talked about this yesterday, Omari Moore for three, rattles out. When they're right, they're really a good team. I mean, it was evident they knocked off the New Mexico Lobos, gave them their first loss of the year, and the Lobos at the time were the last undefeated team. Here's a lob and a beautiful dunk from Andre, reaching high up to finish it home.
San Jose State has got to tighten up inside. However, yeah, this Fresno State team, if they can get healthy, has a lot of potential. Also got to keep in mind, assistant coach Vaughn mentioned to us that this team's still trying to find their identity after losing Orlando Robinson, who was their leading scorer, their leader last season, to the NBA. He's now doing work with the Miami Heat on a two-way contract.
7 seconds here. Omari Moore splits a couple of defenders. We've got a foul on the floor. Yeah, you mentioned Robinson. To me, he was one of the best players I've seen in the Mountain West in a long time. A very, very good all-around player.
Watchmore, number 10, he is so good at getting to the lane. The way he weaves between defenders, draws fouls, he is elite. And he does it once again, just an excellent downhill guard.
Omari tonight, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Omari Moore, he's on his way to being one of a select few that scored 1,000 points in a Spartan uniform. Not going to get it tonight. Omari driving, jump step, fades, and how about that move from Omari Moore?
That is such a tough shot for Moore to hit. The turnaround fadeaway after pulling up in the lane, getting a little bit caught up, but he's able to get that shot off and finish a really difficult shot.
Came into the game needing 39 to get to 1,000. Here's Holland for 3, and it's good. Omari Moore tonight has 13. When he does get to 1,000, he'd be the 16th Spartan player in program history to do so. Ibrahima Diallo flushes it home.
Cardenas to Diallo, the 1-2 punch continuing to work for the Spartans. Cardenas has done such a good job all night on the pick and rolls, recognizing when to send up that lob, where to deliver that pass. Diallo also reading the play so well. They've got that connection, and he is slamming it down with authority. Fun to watch.
This is a game in which the Spartans have lived above the rim more than any other game this year, and the Bulldogs are matching them right now.
What are we getting to witness, Justin? I mean, it's like dunk, dunk, dunk.
I feel like we need some numbers that we can start to rank these dunks, right? We need 10s and 9s.
I mean, my goodness, the dunk reel we could put together after this game.
Here's a steal. They tried to find the cutting Cardenas. Yap out in transition.
The Spartans did a good job to get back behind the ball.
Yap, how about this move with a left-hand finish?
Got to do a better job containing on the dribble. The help side defense, San Jose State cannot let Fresno State get into the lane that easily.
This was a 16-point lead for the Spartans. And I hesitate to bring it up, but the Spartans have had multiple double-digit second-half leads this year that they've given up. And now we've got a trip and a foul called against Eduardo Andre.
Well,
it's now a single-digit deficit for the Bulldogs. Let's take another look at the lob and Diallo. Whew.
Great delivery by Cardenas on that pass once again. Number 5, Diallo getting up, air Diallo, rising and putting it back down, and he has that size advantage. Keep feeding him.
Then
Keep
he
feeding him.
hit the speed bag after it, just to add on top of it. 60-51, Spartans with the lead tonight in San Jose on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Back here in San Jose, earlier in the game, a bit of a scary moment for Isaiah Moore. You see the contact to the head right there. And we just got word from Stephen Tremblay, who's the sports information director of Fresno State, that he is out for the rest of the game because of that blow to the head. Isaiah Hill. And we hope it's nothing too serious. And look, Vaughn Webb, Justin Hudson, they said they've seen it all already this year. You'd hate to see more adversity for this Fresno State team, but at this point in time, Hill is now also unavailable.
That's just such a tough blow for this Fresno State team, already without their second leading scorer, their best defender in Jamal Baker. Now to lose Hill, who's really been igniting this offense. 12 points on the game. It's going to be really an uphill battle for them down the stretch.
Cardenas. Nearly traveled with it here. Somehow gets the shot away. Blocked a bit. Now the rebound, Viola can't get it to go.
Viola did a good job positioning himself, and he's been doing a good job grabbing a couple of offensive boards, just couldn't get the putback.
Yap lobbing, and a foul is called against Omari Moore. Well, if you're Fresno State, you look at the score and you say, gosh, 9 points with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left. You're not out of this game at all. As much as the highlights have been put down by San Jose State, they haven't been able to keep that separation here.
Especially as the half has gone on, San Jose State has just given up a couple of easy buckets, too easy for Fresno State. Getting inside, slamming home a couple of dunks, a wide open three down here when Moore was trailing a little bit, getting back down the floor. The Spartans just got to tighten it up on defense. A couple shots haven't fallen, but still, if you get some stops, then you keep that lead and keep that separation that you built up.
It really does go on to the point that was given by Coach Webb, that the inconsistencies have been really a glaring issue for Fresno State this year. Just kind of up and down, and that's what this game has been for the Bulldogs. Colomario guarding against Moore. Now Viola underneath, and a travel is called against Viola. Not the time to turn it over again for San Jose State. Bulldogs on a 6-0 run over the last 90 seconds. The 11th turnover of the game for San Jose State. Right now, Andre for the Bulldogs, he's the big. Yap for three, and he connects.
Bulldogs aren't going away anytime soon. The Spartans are going to have to step it up defensively.
It was a 16-point game, now a 4-point game. Viola backing up for Moore now. Flips back for Omari. 9 seconds to shoot. Here's Cardenas, another three, and he hits it! Alvaro Cardenas, a new career high. 20 points.
Great execution on the drive and the kick out by Moore. He sees the defense collapse. He sees Cardenas open, and he knows he's been hitting. He delivers.
Now the steal. Here comes Tolbert. Gorner slamming it home.
Those are the transition buckets San Jose State has to keep looking for. This Fresno State team now especially thin. Wear them out. Push the pace. Don't let this really strong defense get set. Take advantage of those buckets out in transition.
Fresno State made it a 4-point game. Spartans with back-to-back possessions and a stop on defense, trying to get another one here as this is knocked out of play. Sage Tolbert nearly had the steal.
Tolbert holding his head a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like he's struggling a little bit.
I didn't see if there was any contact there. But you're right, he's not going to get subbed out. I think Coach Miles saw the same thing. And you can tell when he's coming off the court here, he's grimacing. He just said to Coach Miles, I'm ready. Oh, there it is, just the elbow trailing there from Andre. Off the inbound, Holland for three, that won't go.
Tolbert has been great tonight. 5 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Viola, the pocket feed and the finish. I think the Spartan bench was thinking he was going to go up and dunk it. Now a three from Holland again. Anthony Holland has 15. Short trip to the bench for Sage Tolbert. He's getting ready to come back in.
San Jose State has to stay locked in defensively after they get a basket like that. They can't come back down the floor and allow an easy bucket.
Here's Cardenas. Outside, the good vision to Tibet Gorner for the triple. No. Colomario picks it up at his feet.
That was the right look by Cardenas. Gorner had time, and he's a player who can hit shots from beyond the arc.
Now a three from an unlikely candidate, Andre. He's only taken 3 shots this year from beyond the arc, and he misses. 3.5 to play. Spartans lead still single digits here. Omari Moore. Out to Cardenas, steps to his right. Now Moore again, swings out to Gorner for the wing three, yes!
That was pretty ball movement between Cardenas and Moore. They kept the ball moving quickly, the penetration inside, then looked for the kick out to a wide open Gorner who knocked down that shot.
Back to a double-digit advantage for San Jose State. Yap with Holland. Now the post feed, Andre against Viola. Jump hook, halfway down and out. Good sequence there from Rob Viola.
Viola did a nice job in that possession, going straight up and challenging that shot without fouling, making it difficult.
Cutting Viola, and he'll get it to go.
And then gets a strong bucket on the other end, and you saw that reaction after that shot. Viola is fired up, and he's playing so strong.
Viola in double figures, he's got 12. Anthony Holland, though, keeps on firing from distance. He's got another one with 18 now.
San Jose State has to do a better job of defending him beyond the arc. There's no secret he's been hitting all night. That's something Coach Miles said he talked with his team about at halftime. They cannot let him keep getting open.
2 minutes left, 10-point Spartan advantage. Moore accelerating, he'll go up and get blocked. Out without the numbers here are the Bulldogs. 2 players down, and it's turned over to Tim Miles. Still a Fresno State basketball as we head to our final break of the second half. Highlight reel plays tonight in San Jose. Spartans leading it 72-62. Anthony Holland keeping the Bulldogs in it here tonight from Walt McPherson Court on the Mountain West Network and NBC Sports Bay Area. Spartans lead by 10. Hot shooting night, really, for both teams. And look at those bench numbers. Bulldogs average just 13 points per game from their bench. And on a night where they're short, they've got 26 of their 62 from the bench players.
That's a surprising stat line since they're playing only 7 deep tonight, and they're playing without a number of their best players, meaning bench players are now being inserted into the starting lineup. Now they're without Isaiah Hill as well. I'd like to see a little bit more activity from the bench for San Jose State.
Love to see the ball distribution, though, from the Spartans. 21 assists for San Jose State on their 30 made baskets.
San Jose State has been doing a good job of executing exactly what Coach Miles wanted them to do going into this game. Offensively, move the ball quickly, cut hard, continue to move off the ball, look to penetrate, and then kick out, and just keep the ball moving to get this Fresno State side behind on their rotations, and they've done that and been able to create some open looks, both from 3 and then also open up some space in the paint.
10-point Spartan lead, trying to close this one out. Remember, we talked a little bit earlier, Spartans haven't defeated Fresno State since 2017, so it's been a while, 11 straight that the Bulldogs have taken in this series.
This would be a huge victory for San Jose State, especially coming off of 2 tough losses on the road. To get the win at home over your rival, I think that would do a lot for this group's confidence and put them in a better spot in conference moving forward.
Yap with a pretty finish here, has 13. Well, and that's the other thing, it would put the Spartans back above 500 in conference play. And we talked about the standings earlier. It's kind of that moment where the separation in the conference is being determined. And now the 5th game for a lot of the teams. Moore waiting with 13 seconds to shoot here. Screen from Viola. Now 8. It's Gorner for a straight on 3, a bit strong. And it's rebounded by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs still with a window of opportunity here, but they need to go. Yap floater rejected by Viola. Out comes Cardenas. Cardenas doing the wise thing and just wasting some time here.
Viola did a good job recognizing what was happening on that play, executing the block, but San Jose State almost got burned again on the screen. I'd imagine screen defense is something they might be talking about in practice this week, since they don't have another game till a week from today.
Moore a face-up 3, just a bit strong. Tolbert, though, the rebound for San Jose State. And the Spartans will reset. Fresno State's forced to foul. And Omari Moore can try and ice this game with a couple of free throws. 25 seconds left. 8-point San Jose State lead. Isaiah Moore will come out. I say free throws, that was a foul to give, so there will be no free throw here. So Tolbert will inbound. And it comes into Omari Moore.
Interesting, Fresno State isn't going to foul again. They're letting him have the ball up around half court as the time winds down.
Well, Coach Miles just told Omari, remember, you're going to have to shoot it at some point. Omari, the Euro step, and he does shoot it and scores it.
That is where Moore is at his best, getting downhill. That Euro step was a thing of beauty. He just has that quick first step and explosion. He can get by players if you overplay him or you close out on him too quick.
10-point Spartan win. First time since 2017 that San Jose State has defeated their rival Fresno State. And they do it with a lot of flair here tonight from the Provident Credit Union Event Center, 74-64.